Good afternoon, everyone. How are we doing? Happy days. It's a privilege and an honour to be here at the 60th celebration. It's actually my fourth time coming to the DSA Awards, so I feel super privileged to be invited to speak. So, for those of you that don't know me, clearly my name is Craig. I've actually been in the industry for just over 24 years, and I think it's very different nowadays. Like, I'm a big believer that the business, in my eyes, is probably simpler now than it was before, but also at the same time very challenging. But I think people now actively look for a side hustle, wouldn't you agree? Like, when I got into network marketing, I kind of stumbled into it, very much like I think most people do in the beginning. My parents were in the industry, I've been travelling the world, living my dream. I was literally, if you'd have seen me turn up yesterday, I looked like I was. Because at heart, I'm still a backpacking beach bum, right? I've been travelling the world for a couple of years, came back to the UK, and the fear of going into traditional employment, looking at the same four walls, working in a factory. I wasn't very educated at the time, being a chef, whatever it may be. I just had this fear of being stuck to like the perceived 9 to 5. And I'm sure you can appreciate that after being on a beach nearly for 2 years barefoot. Like my kids, I've got 3 beautiful daughters, a beautiful wife who's here today. And my daughters are always like, as soon as the sun comes out, I'm barefoot. They're like, you don't put shoes on. But I just love to be free. So network marketing back then for me, kind of like it just made sense. But the truth is, I didn't know whether it was going to work. I didn't know whether I was going to work. I didn't know if I was good enough. I didn't know if I'd be able. But what I saw was ordinary people achieving great things, and my logical brain kicked in and said, if they can, I can. If I learn to do what they do, and I do what they do, surely I'll achieve what they achieve. So anyway, cut a long story short, 24 years, I'm 40-something. I actually came back to 23, so I think I'm 48 this year. Yeah, 48 this year. And I literally, I don't say this to impress you, I want to impress upon you. I lived the dreams I had whilst working for the dreams that I have. I travel the world, I'm completely free, I have the most amazing family, and that includes my team because, you know, Dan was up here earlier and he was talking about community. Like, look, fundamentally, I joined the business because I was scared of employment and I just wanted to make the money. I didn't realise it had become much more than that. Like an extended family, a home, like a feeling, a community, and an opportunity to be a part of something greater than ourselves. So I love what I do with a passion, and I've been asked to talk about a few things, but particularly recruitment. And I think recruiting right now is easier than it's ever been. Like, I believe that. Some people tell me it's more challenging and it's difficult to recruit nowadays. Well, it's probably true. Again, somebody said earlier, it's true. I think it was the AI, wasn't it? What we believe is what we live our lives by. So I believe it's simpler now than it's ever been. But I do remember my first recruits. If all the kind of the networks in the field, do you all remember your very first recruit? Because I remember mine, it was by accident. Back then, I was a door-to-door calorie delivery guy. I was like a secret agent, if I'm honest, right? I was kind of like, I'd go out with the stars and no one saw me. But I remember getting my first team member. It was a guy called Ray. And I never had a goal to build a team. I just felt if I could make a couple of grand, I'd be happy. So I was just focused on the selling. And this guy, Ray, joined by accident because he filled out a slip on a catalogue. And I don't know where it came from, but because I'd never thought about it. It was never my vision. Like I had no hope, no vision, no mission. I just wanted to make money. And I had this feeling, and again, I don't know where it come from. I had this feeling of pride and obligation, responsibility to help this guy. And I'd never been a team leader in any aspect of my life. And I remember enjoying the process, and it's a bit of a story. I mean, he came and he left, people do. But I remember, after that kind of first week or so with this guy, Ray, I remember going to my sponsors and saying, I actually quite fancy this team building malarkey. What do I do? Now, my winning strength then and still today is 2 things. My what next mindset and my work ethic. Like, I'll die on a treadmill to achieve my goals, if that makes sense. but also this what next mindset of like, right, what do I do? Okay, I've done that, what next? So that's kind of like how I've learned the business. So I started going on to, I started to recruit people, and back then it was nose to nose, belly button to belly button, how things have changed with social media. Since then I've recruited personally recruited thousands of people and helped them to successfully launch their business and created duplication in countries all around the world. Obviously my home country, where my heart is the UK, but we're a world without borders now. So from a recruitment perspective, nothing changes. Like we often hear, like nothing changes if nothing changes, right? But the truth is, recruitment's the same today as it was 24 years ago. We're a communication business. The one who has the most conversations is the one that has the most success. There's no magical mystery. How we have them conversations may have changed. So, like from a recruitment point of view, like to master the art of recruitment, like what I wanted to do in 15 minutes, of which I've now got 8 minutes and 40 seconds, was kind of give you a little bit of an overview of what I do, why I've got a team of amazing individuals that are bringing their own passion, their own work ethic, their own energy to their conversations. Because the reality is, like for us to succeed, there's like in my eyes, there's kind of 3 key areas. You know, a network marketing needs to have clarity and certainty. We need to become a professional conversation starter, and we need to learn how to convert our prospects into partners. And if you can master the skill in them 3 areas, you can win in this business. So I've just launched a generic recruitment mastery course. You know, I've written some books. Believe it or not, I never passed English. I'm not proud of that, by the way, but I had to reset to get a C. But I've since authored a few books, two bestsellers that are really cool. And I've always had this desire to impact people further with a further reach. And decided to launch a recruitment mastery course, and I want to give you a little bit of an overview about that to kind of, I guess, give you some ideas to why we are growing as a team, not just in the UK. We have in Oriflame, we have the #1 business or team in Germany and Austria. We've got stuff as a team happening all around the world. We're just about to launch South Africa, and these strategies that I teach and work with my team and coach and mentor. In the last sort of 2.5 months in South Africa, we've built a team from 0 to 1,700-ish pre-registered brand partners without anyone having any experience in the field before. So the business works if you've got a system that's all about conversations. Now it's very easy in social media, like I was talking last night to a couple of folks and to Paul and Susanna, and if I wasn't using social media for business, my profile, you wouldn't see me on social media. Because when I started out, I was that person that kind of had 76 friends, posted every now and again, but now I understand it enables us to reach a bigger format than just working local, it enables us to work global. So coming to these strategies on social media, I think people fall into this mindset of content creation, but network marketers aren't content creators. We need to be professional conversation starters. But what content enables us to do is to build like, know, and trust, right? Which I'll come to in a moment if I have time. So let's talk about certainty and clarity for a moment. I think one of the biggest challenges for people recruiting new brand partners is they don't know who they are. And what I mean by that is, and I learned this years ago, my brother was an executive in the sales world and he came into network marketing and he was lost because he didn't have a title. He didn't know who he was. So it's very important for somebody to master the art of recruitment, to know who they are, where they're going. And if somebody says to you, what is it you do, it's very easy for people to go, oh, I sell Oriflame products. Or they're not like overconfident in that statement, or I do Avon, or I do this brand, or whatever it may be, right? So it's always getting that value proposition right. Now, if you was to ask me what I do, I've got literally, I guess you know the old-fashioned elevator pitch. I don't really like that philosophy, but it's about having something that sits right with you. And it could be product related, it could be business related, it could be lifestyle related. My reply when someone asks me what I do is simple. I help and support people to build successful online businesses to create financial freedom for them and their family. Easy peasy. So it's about having that confidence in, and that clarity, only like certainty in having like our vision and our mission, because at the end of the day, sorry, it's catching, isn't it? At the end of the day, if we don't know where we're going, we're never going to get there. Right? And it doesn't matter what brand we're in. Like, I'm a guy in a beauty brand. Like, I decided to partner with Oriflame 7 years ago because I thought I'd give the mascara thing a try on a daily basis. Didn't really go too well with me. Although I did it once on social media, which was the most hilarious thing. I decided to apply some foundation and some mascara because you can't do what your team are doing. And it went viral, and I got loads of customers. But I looked like an Oompa. So, anyway, I digress, as always. We need to, if people are going to be recruited, they've got to have clarity. What are they doing? Why are they doing it? And I'm a big believer that if someone comes into the business to recruit people to make money, then they're not going to succeed. Making money isn't a bad goal, but from a recruitment point of view, it shouldn't be the first goal. It should be, how can I help and support other people? Then kind of falling into this professional conversation start of vibe. If you've got clarity, like I teach people social media, like 3 strategies: engagement, content, and conversation. Engagement and content are really based on building like, know, and trust, because the truth is, it doesn't matter how good the company is, how good the products are, how good the support is from the corporate team, how good the training is, how good the incentives are, they all matter, but there's one reason people join this business. And it's because of the person that introduced them, because they know them, they like them, they trust them, and they believe in them. So on social media, you build that like, know, and trust through engagement, through creating content so people get to know you. Like I'm really, I think I'm clever. Like if I want engagement, I put a family picture up. And my daughters are like, I saw that, you owe me a tenner, because they know that I'm using them to get engagement on social media, right? Fundamentally. But, you know, engagement, content, and then conversations. Engagement and content are really just the setup. You win the conversations. If people are not opening new conversations every day, they're not going to win in network marketing or in any business. Any business in the world is either in growth or decline based on one simple philosophy. They're either looking for new business every day or they're not. And our responsibility as companies, as leaders, is to look for new people every single day. And the easiest way that I do that, and again, it's really difficult to kind of share everything in 15 minutes, but the easiest way to do that is to open natural conversations. And I get people sending me screenshots on Facebook and Instagram, oh, I've been recognised as a content creator. I'm like, great, is that build your business today? Because you want to be recognised as a professional conversation starter. So I teach people to open 20 new conversations a day. And the easiest way to do that without being spammy, because there's a lot of noise out there. There's a lot of you should do it this way, you should do it that way. Fundamentally, find a way to open conversations. And the way that I find is more authentic is to engage on people's stories, because that naturally opens a conversation. Then you have a little bit of ping pong, I don't like to call it small talk, but you have a little bit of ping pong conversation, and then at some point, this is how I recruit, and I recruit for fun. Like I've never recruited less than one person a week in 24 years. And in the reality is, since social media came, I probably get 100, 120, even more every single year. Not because I'm clever, because it's easy if you're just doing the stuff, right? And at some point, if I'm having ping pong, I'm going to run out of time. If I have ping pong conversations, at some point I'm going to go, Paul, what is it you do for a living, mate? And there's a reason I'm doing that. And it is because I like to talk to people and I am a little bit interested. But the truth is I want Paul to ask me. Because 9 out of 10 people, if you ask them what they do, they're going to ask you what you do. And when someone asks you what you do, they're giving you permission to tell them. And guess what I tell them? Oh, I help and recruit. I help and support people to build a successful home-based business to create financial freedom for them and their family. You should take a look at it, Paul. It's an amazing opportunity. How relaxed is that? Do you know what most people say? Oh, what's it doing? And I'm like, I'll ping you across a couple of short little videos, check it out and see if it resonates with you. At this point, you need to bridge, and this is one of the things that I find people don't do. They fall into this blue tick mentality. Oh, he's looked at it, he's not replying to me. Like they're waiting for people to reply. We know 87% of success comes in the follow-up. but you need to bridge that follow-up. Like, so if I send this info to Paul because he said, show me more, I'm like, oh, I'm so relaxed with it. Because if you say less to more people and you're relaxed, people are going to be calm, if you like. If you push it, human nature is, if I push, you push back, right? So I'm going to bridge report and go, hey look mate, I'll catch up with you either late or tomorrow, when's best for you. So it's mapped in, so I'm not worried whether he's seen the blue tick. I'm not waiting for a reply, because I know I'm going to touch base with him tomorrow. Win, lose or draw. And then it's simple. I say, mate, what did you think of the videos I sent you? What did you like best? It's so relaxed. And then you need to qualify. And again, I haven't got the time to go into qualifying questions, but it's about qualifying. Why is it important to him? Like, because I don't want to waste my time with people who are going, oh, it looks good, let me give it a try. Although that was me 24 years ago, I'll give it a go. Not everyone's got a work ethic nowadays, which seems to be very evident in the world, right? So I think we win with conversations, opening conversations, and the reality is, and I've been teaching this to my team for years. I've been teaching it around the world. I was in Germany earlier this year, and I was speaking to some team there, and a couple of my ladies over there have adopted this, and it's this 4 ace philosophy, and I'm going to finish on this, it's just a couple of minutes. It's like finding your aces, right? Everyone wants to find the ace in their business. Like an ace is like a diamond that goes on and builds an amazing business, right? Everyone wants their aces. But first, I learned to find an ace, you've got to become an ace. Like attracts like, right? We're all aware of that. Like I remember, I'm digressing. I remember Darren Hardy talking about looking for his perfect woman, and he had a list of all the attributes of his perfect woman. And for years, he was never attracting her. And then it dawned on him, what are the attributes my perfect woman looks in for a man? So he made a list of all them attributes, and he became that person. Lo and behold, he attracted his perfect woman. It's the same as network marketing, right? I've done that with my wife, Luca. So, where was I? So the 4 aces. So these ladies, they're like, they adopted this and they found their aces, and it's like playing a game of cards. So if you take a deck of cards, there's 52 cards in a deck. Each card represents a year. There's different cards, 2 of clubs, 2 of hearts, like every card's different, right? You shuffle that deck, you know there's aces in there. You know there's 2s in there. Now I like to call 2s oxygen thieves. These are the people that join the business and disappear as if they've been abducted by aliens, right? So, but if you shuffle this deck, if you recruit 1 person a week, focus on the process and helping and supporting them, whether they do anything or not, because we know people join our business for a reason, a season, and a lifetime. If you're just focusing on turning 1 card at a time that represents 1 new recruit a week, you're going to keep going if you're looking for your aces, because you know whether the ace comes in week 1 or at the end of the year, you know there's 4 aces in that deck of cards. 100%. So you keep turning the cards. And I can tell you this, for 24 years, recruiting a minimum of 1 person a week, I've always found my 4 aces, because I've focused on the process. And it works today, just like it did 24 years ago, because recruiting is simple if you're a professional conversation starter and you're opening new conversations day in, day out. Like the key, and we all know, and I'll finish with this, we all know to succeed in any area of life, fitness, sport, business, relationships, consistency is the key. So on that note, thank you very much for inviting me.